Boker Tov, good morning. It's the Red, White, and Blue Jew, aka Jake Donnelly, and today we need to discuss why it is de facto genocidal rhetoric for the anti-Zionists to want to be anti-Zionist. That's because Zionism itself is this very simple idea. Zionism is the idea and concept that Jews should be able to run their own country in the area where Jews and Judaism originated. That is it. That is what Zionism is. And the thing that we get into trouble about is we talk about Zionism in the wrong tense. We talk about Zionism in the present tense. And we have to do that because it has to be defended from the likes of Carrie Prejean Hezbollah and Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens and Francesca Albanese and Cenk Uygur and Normal Finkelstein and Students for Justice in Palestine and the non-Jewish Jewish Voices for Peace. They all are anti-Zionists. They all want to dismantle the modern state of Israel, Zion, which is run by Jews in the area where Jews and Judaism originated from. That's what an anti-Zionist is. And we get into that because Zionism should be talked about in the past tense, because Zionism was accomplished in 1948. The pipe dream that was Zionism was achieved in 1948, more than half a century ago. And if you want to be an anti-Zionist, what you are saying is that you want to dismantle the modern Zion. And it comes from Theodor Herzl, this idea that Jews need to have a place where they can self-govern in the area where Jews and Judaism originated from, comes from Theodor Herzl, a secular Jew, Austro-Hungarian Jew, who was the journalist for a Viennese newspaper in 1894 when he witnessed the Alfred Dreyfus affair. Alfred Dreyfus, a secular French artillery officer who was framed and humiliated in public for the crime of being Jewish in a country that was a supposed Western Enlightenment country of France. But even in France in 1894, it was not safe for a Jew to be a Jew. Almost 50 years before the Holocaust, the idea and concept of Zionism was born in the mind of Theodor Herzl. That's why he brought everybody together in Basel, Switzerland in 1897 for the first Zionist conference. That's why in 1903, people were even thinking about going to Africa and having a temporary place where Jews could self-govern because it was too dangerous for Jews to live under the auspices of all of these other supposed enlightened countries. Again, almost 50 years before the Holocaust, Zionism as a concept was born in the mind of Theodor Herzl. And unfortunately, it wasn't accomplished in his lifetime because he died in 1904. But everybody alive today is alive to see the fact that the Jews achieved their goal of finding a country where they could run it themselves. And to do so in the area, Judea, where Jews come from, and in the area where Judaism, the religion, was born and consecrated. That is what Zionism is. And for all of the people who are saying, no, we just have a problem with Israel and it's not anti-Semitic to single out Israel. That's why you all hate the IRA definition of anti-Semitism, the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance definition of anti-Semitism, and its standard of you are not allowed to use a double standard. And you know who knows this more than anybody else? Carrie Prejean Hezbollah. Because when she was asked at the Religious Liberty Commission why she doesn't have the same outlook for a country like Jordan, which was born pretty much at the same time of Israel and is ruled by the Hashemite monarchy, which is nowhere near the modern state of Jordan because they come from the Arabian Peninsula, she called that Islamophobic. And it is impossible for that to be Islamophobic while anti-Zionism is not anti-Semitism. So for all of you people who are just anti-Zionist, congratulations. Keep spouting your genocidal rhetoric. Keep telling all the Jews in the entire world that Jews can be, should be, must be singled out for disparate treatment. Muslims can have their own countries. Christians can have their own countries, but Jews are special. Jews can't have their own country, and we must dismantle the modern Zionist project of Israel, which was already accomplished. And if you're trying to dismantle Israel, whether that be for ethnic, racial, or religious reasons, you are a genocidal bigot. That's what being just an anti-Zionist is all about. You want to eradicate Israel. But here's the big, dirty secret that Jews and Israelis want the world to know. The more you let us know that you are an anti-Zionist, the more Zionism will persist. Zionism is not just past tense. It's not just present tense. It is also future tense. Zionism will always prevail because of the anti-Zionists. So thank you, anti-Zionists, despite your genocidal and annihilationist rhetoric. This is the Red, White, and Blue Jew, a.k.a. Jake Donnelly, saying until next time, folks, see ya, and Am Yisrael Chai.